Hey everyone, this is Brian here from Massey's Main Entertainment, and we're back again with our continuing series. We're all the way up to 1976 for building that perfect album. Another year that we felt warranted a double album. This is Doc's choice for a double album. So we're going to go with 24 songs. So this will be volume one, part one of this one. Joining me today, Rich Strickler. Rich has his own channel. I'm going to put that link down below. And my buddy Doc. Doc, who you picked this year, Doc. You must have a lot of surprises for us if you picked this year, buddy. Or someone
you're going to
recognize
recognize
some,
and you're going to recognize not a lot. So we'll see how it goes.
So just a quick reminder of the rules, really quickly. You get to pick two songs from these albums this year because it is a double album. You can pick singles if artists have released just a single this year. I'm not running into that too much myself. I haven't seen it. You can pick album cuts, which for me, I'm looking at, I'm going, yeah, this is more prevalent for me where some of us may have a song in one year and some may have it in a different year. It's because sometimes you look at an album, it's released in like October of one year, but they don't even release a particular song until February of the next year. So I think it should be eligible for both years if people want to pick those things. This seems kind of fair. Artists put out, 4 or 5 singles sometimes for some of these great albums during this span. So I think that's fair. And if for some reason an artist had 2 albums out in the same year, then obviously you can, plug away and take multiple songs if you're a big fan of the band. So that's what we got for the rules. Gentlemen, how'd you feel about the list?
It was pretty good. I mean, I had about 20 or 22 songs that I wanted to get on the list. The last couple I suppose in. I don't have as many honorable mentions as I usually do for whatever reason, but I think it's a real good year. I'm glad it's a double album. I would have had trouble with a single album on this, for sure.
Doc?
Yeah, no, I think pretty close to that, Rich. Yeah, it's album strong in '76. I find that there's an albums with a lot of good songs on it. So I think that made it a little easier on the getting up to the 24. On the singles, there's hit and misses throughout the year on the singles side of things, I thought, but I think the album made it more than offset how to get to 24 pretty easily, I think, in '76 as well. So,
yeah, I think you're right. I think that gave us an opportunity to pick some album cuts a little bit easier, even if the singles were a little bit weak for the particular year, then albums were strong. And sometimes stuff that wasn't even released at all, and I thought was better, on albums than other songs. So, yeah. But Doc, this is your year, so you're going to have to start us off, buddy. So I'm looking forward. You said you got a lot of big surprises for us, so let's dive in, buddy.
I think I do. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll find out when we get through the 24. Did I give you the curveballs or not? But I think if we start off with your 75, Brian, before I'm starting off in the same neighborhood in '76. So I'm going right to AC/DC's TNT to start us off, buddy. So
right from high voltage, yeah.
Right back into high voltage, man. So there were some releases, Australian and the international release in '76. So TNT, man, AC/DC is a big part of my music life. You want to get right down to it. I love the sound of AC/DC. I think they sound fantastic. They're great live. Seen them many times, 5 times, I think. Just a rock staple, just a music staple in my life. It's a riff-based, heavy blues backing, heavier rock and roll sound of AC/DC, and it's fantastic. And like, these guys aren't going to write any lyrics that are going to, change the world. This is the actual sex, drugs, and rock and roll of rock and roll. And these guys mastered it, man. And they still pump out some pretty good stuff, if you want the truth. So TNT is going to start my album, man.
Okay.
Going to follow that up with a fantastic album in '76. I thought, man, it's Thin Lizzy's Jailbreak, and I'm taking the title track Jailbreak from it. So,
okay,
yeah, but a great sound. This album sounds fantastic. This album's great, man. This album's a fantastic album. I'm not the biggest Thin Lizzy fan or anything else like that, but this album's a really easy listen to me for me. Like I said, the title track Jailbreak. Some cool sounds, some great storytelling, and really good guitar riff. This is a guitar riff driven album as well for me in a lot of senses, and the Jailbreak's just a great tune, man. So that's going to be my second tune in, man. Well, you already know how I feel about Aerosmith, so I'm just going to go right to Back in the Saddle, man. Going to follow that up. Another fantastic album, man, and they're pumping them out, man. There's no getting around this, man. The Aerosmith is kicking some serious ass here in the '70s, man, and this album rocks. Is fantastic as well. So, Back in the Saddle, another classic Aerosmith tune, another classic rock song from the '70s. Like I said in the last one, there's going to be hits. There's going to be in the middle, and there's going to be some really skewed things. Well, this is the hits, and this hits for me. So, going to follow that one up with number 4. It's Queen's "Tie Your Mother Down," man.
Okay. All right.
I like the heavier side of Queen in a lot of senses when they get to that stuff, even into the 80s and stuff. I like some of that stuff too. That's a little heavier and a little bit more guitar driven. I love my guitar, man. So May's fantastic. Freddie's Freddie, and pretty cool rock tune, man, with a catchy hook. Freddie sounds great, man. Freddie always sounds great. So that's a given. But just a little heavier edge tune from Queen at this time. And, they came from Bohemian to this, and pretty wide spectrum for a band to put out some different things. And they have all got their sweet spots as bands, but Queen's pretty diverse, man, and just a little bit skewed and different in some senses, but really fantastic. So that's number 4. So number 5, this one you may or may not see coming. I don't know. It's the Eagles, but it's "Victim of Love" for me.
Okay.
I'm happy Rich liked it there, because this is just a great rock song too, man. This is the heavier side of the Eagles. Like, they've always had that country-ish rock sound, and that's a sweet spot for me too, man. I like that sound, I like that southerner sound kind of thing and stuff in a lot of music. This album's iconic, right? This is Hotel California, man. "Victim of Love" is just that guitar riff, man, right out of the gate, man. Just gets me. So it's the band sounds fantastic. I just love the sound. I like the heavier sound of the Eagles on this song in particular, for sure. I do like some of the softer stuff, and we'll touch on that maybe later on as we go. But "Victim of Love" is a lot of great songs off this album. This is one that's coming with me in '76.
Okay.
How do I end my side A? Going forward, play long time, man, from Boston to end my side A.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Brad Delp might one of the best voices in rock history, man. I don't care what anybody says. That dude can sing too. And the background story for Boston's first debut album here is quite iconic in the scheme of music when you get right down to it. There's not many better debut albums than this. You're picking 8 songs off of this album. You wouldn't have been wrong in a lot of senses. So, lots of great songs. Foreplay a long time. Tom Schultz did something really incredible when he put this album together. And the guy did it all, and then put the band together. So The background story on Boston, this LP, is fantastic. If you haven't seen it, check it out. But this song is just an adventure. You almost think you're watching Avatar or something at some points during this song, just because of the way it starts. So it's really a different vibe, different sound for what music was, especially at '76. And man, this just kicks it. It's the way I'd end it.
Good. That's a good ending. I mean, that for me, not that I'm hugely high on Boston, because it seems like their albums got progressively diminished as they went forward. But there's no denying that this is like one of the top, 10 debut albums of all time. And this is my favorite. That's my favorite track from that album. So that's kind of a little bit. I'm more so than what they're known for, more than the feeling. So that's a great pick that you have there. The TNT did not surprise me. The Aerosmith definitely did not surprise me. And the Thin Lizzy, a little bit of a surprise. I wasn't really sure whether you were a Thin Lizzy, because I never heard you talk about them. But all those songs still, they all fit you very much. So I like it.
I like it too. I had 2 of yours on my volume 2.
Oh, cool.
And 2 others are in my honorable mentions. So very good.
Hanging around the neighborhood, I guess, eh? Right?
Yeah, Victim of Love, just, semi-spoiler, Victim of Love is my favorite song off that album.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, no spoiler for you. It's my second favorite song off that album. So that's just what I'll say. So, but I think maybe the spoiler will come when I get to my favorite. So
I can predict what your favorite is right now. I can see it.
I bet you can, actually. I bet you can.
Yep.
I don't know. Maybe I can't.
What's that?
Maybe I can't.
I can.
You might, Brian. You maybe.
I don't know. I really, honestly, I don't know, because it's difficult for me, because my thoughts on Hotel California is different than a lot of other people's thoughts. You know what I mean? As an album itself.
As an album.
So that's why it's going to be hard. I'm interested though. I'm interested to know what you think. Which song?
Just think about.
Listen, I'm not gonna keep you guys in suspense much longer, because you're gonna hear it very soon.
Okay, good.
Let me make a semi prediction here. Think about Doc's lifestyle back in those years, and there you go. That's what it's going to be. Maybe I'm wrong.
Let's see. Wrong. I think.
Wrong choice. Okay.
Yeah, so you might not see it coming. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
So I'll just jump in my side B, and we'll get there, boys. Here we go.
Do it.
So my side B starts off with, thank God this got released in December '76. Is it really? I think I like putting it in this part here. So Go Your Own Way by Fleetwood's going to start my side B.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a December release in '76. The album's '77. Here we go. But it was released as a single before it came out. So cheating in one sense for me for '77. It helps me out with a couple more. So,
I should have thought of that. It's going to be on my '77, I'm sure.
Of course it is, man. But hey, it won't be on mine, but I'll have two. But you get the idea. But I mean, what can I tell you, man? You know, we're going to be talking about Rumors here in probably '77 anyway. And
we could have just a video on Rumors.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, and it's it would have been a great video. So, but Go Your Own Way, the classic Fleetwood tune here, man. We've rang off a few in '75, and here we are with '76. I squeezed one in, but '77 we'll talk about a lot more if when we get there. If this is just to make the list for you guys this year, totally understand. You know, '77's around the corner, man. So here we go, and lots to choose from Rumors anyway. So I'm gonna follow that up with, man, Rich, you got to be happy about this, man. I really like Leonard Skinner, man. Eh? So Give Me Back My Bullets is gonna follow that tune up, man. So
good job. Yeah.
I just like my Skinner, man. I don't know what to tell people here, man. Obviously I've said them probably almost every year every time they have an album out anyway. So yeah, I really do. And Give Me Back My Bullets off the title here, off the track. So just a great, the riffs, man, the riffs from these guys, and just catchy, bluesy Southern riff. I love the sound of Leonard Skinner, man, and this is almost perfect Leonard Skinner at this time for me too. So Give Me Back My Bullets is the second one in, man.
Good.
How do you follow that up? You follow that up with Don't Fear the Reaper, man. That's how you follow that up, I think. So, what can you say, man? It's this is a classic song from the '70s to me. No floating people's like top 20 songs of the '70s or something in that neighborhood as a guess, But maybe not that high, maybe higher for some, lower for others, but maybe generally speaking, top 20, 25, 30 song of the '70s. This song might make an appearance on a lot of people's list anyway. I have family here, man. I'm getting into just starting to entertain my own musical taste as I'm growing up myself. I'm 76, I'm 7, I'm a '69 kid. So Boston, I know because of, in the house and different things that we're going to start to see throughout the list. These are really, some things were influenced in the past that I've come to love from 75, 74, 73, 72 on backwards because of other people in my life. Here, it's really starting to form into Sean's music, more like Sean's music on what I started to grip to myself as I'm coming along in my musical life too. So Don't Fear the Reaper is one of those tunes, and just adopt it and make it your own. And that's part of makes you up as you go. So, and we'll find that out as soon as I say this next one too, because it's Lowdown from Boz Scaggs. It follows that up, man.
There you go.
Yeah.
There we go.
It's another one that, you hear the songs and stuff. You're only hearing them because of people in your house or people in your life that you hear these songs at this age. I'm not going out and buying Silk Degrees, but I'm happy as hell it's in my house. And I'll tell you that
You
right
almost
now.
broke my heart there for a second.
I mean, but, like not in '76. I'm not going out and buying. But right. I mean, it's in the house. The 8-track's going. Is all that kind of stuff happening in my life. And let me tell you, my mom had that thing cranked on the Saturday clean for the whole house. Man, we were all listening to Self Degrees doing a chore in the house, man, on Saturdays. And one of the better albums of all time, if you want the truth. It's an easy listen all the way through from beginning to end. And like I said, thank God 76 was album heavy, because there's a couple tunes on here that are coming with me, man. So Lowdown's just a class. What a groovy, funky beat to go with everything else, man. Just the sound of Boz Scaggs is unique, almost Geddy Lee-ish in one sense. You get by, if your voice activated with like how you listen to your music and stuff like that. Boz Scaggs is very unique, man, and man, is it ever smooth and silky at times too, man. And Lowdown's a classic too. This is the one you probably didn't see coming, eh? So how do you end that side? Or no, how do you get to number 5? You go back to Hotel California, man. And you go with Wasted Time by the Eagles, man.
Wow, very good. That's a deeper one. Nice.
Yeah.
Deep.
This is like one song. I have like 3 different versions on my phone right now of the Eagles of Wasted Time on my phone, man. So probably my favorite Eagles tune.
Wow.
It's right up there for me, man. It's love the storytelling, love the simpleness of it. The piano is just it's almost got like a Bob Dylan-ish, almost Billy Joel feel to it in one sense, where it's just the smooth storytelling, the voices, the band, Henley, and that. I don't care what anybody says, man. These guys are fantastic, and it's a slower song. Yeah, it's much slower than, is it Life in the Fast Lane? No. Is it, Hotel California? No. Is it anything else? No. This is the one I'm taking with me off this album, man. This is Wasted Time's a classic storytelling soft song that means a lot more to me than maybe to others, but it's coming with me in 76. That's what I can tell you. And I do like that Thin Lizzy album, buddy. So this is how I'm going to end it. So the Cowboy song, man, and my second side, man.
Ooh, another deeper one.
He's diving in, man. Diving in.
He is.
What can I tell you, man? It's 2 off a few, right? But what a great tune, man. And it ends it a little heavier when it gets out in the outro on that too, man. Just some fantastic guitar solos, even like there's 2 fantastic guitar solos in this song, but anything else. But it's not a heavy tune, but it is kind of a rockish tune too, man. So Cowboy song by Thin is gonna have my side B, man. Just as I'm gonna rock it out a little heavier down the side B.
Awesome. I like your album, man. I really do. I mean, I have a lot of honorable mentions, but at the same side, I think I have 3 of your 12 on my album, on my volume 2. I was one of these cats that went out and bought Silk Degrees in 1976.
Fantastic.
I was 19 years old. It's a great album all the way through, not just the hits, but every song.
Every song.
Yeah. So
I actually picked up Silk Degrees in a little pawn place up in Madawaska, like at about an hour from here. We were just driving around and we saw it, and we went in there. They had like thousands of albums. It's like in the first crate that I found, and I picked it up. It's in great condition. And I went and asked the guy, how much you want for this? I said, I'll give you $5. He goes, I'll just take $1. I go, I just got Silk Degrees for $1. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. It was one of the greatest highs of my life.
That's the score of the century, buddy.
I was like, that's insane. I mean, so yeah, that one, I have that one, not on my first volume, but on my second volume. So I figure we might hit on that one. And I only hit on one other song of yours, but a lot of the same albums. So
I'm that way too. I have a couple of the same albums, a couple honorable mentions. Like I said, 3 or 4 hits. They're just not on my volume 1. I don't believe. I'm looking at my page now, but very good. And Silk Degrees, I just want to get back to that real briefly. I bought it in 76 when it first came out because it was massive. For a guy that I didn't know, Boz Scaggs. He actually was the opening act in 77 when I saw the Eagles. It was Boz Scaggs and then the Eagles. I saw them on that tour of Hotel California the following year, which was a great concert. And then when I put away the vinyl and started buying CDs, Silk Degrees was one of the first CDs I bought too. Just I wanted it in my collection. I thought it was a great album.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
So there you go.
Cool.
Great album.
All righty, Rich.
All right, this is Showtime, huh?
Showtime for Rich.
Well, like I said, a lot of similar artists here. I'm going to kick it off with Boston, but I went More Than a Feeling. That's my favorite song. I love Doc's choice. It's a harder song, a harder edge song, but I like More Than a Feeling. I think it kicks off the album well. It's an FM radio staple now. Brad Delp. You mentioned Brad Delp. What a voice, man. He one of the great voices in rock in the 70s. I read where this is influenced. Tom Scholz wrote the song. It's influenced by him growing up and hearing the Left Bank song, Walk Away, Renee. And he says, wow. I see my Marianne walking away. He sort of twisted the words a little bit. It's, you know, different vibe and different thing, but that's where he got the inspiration for that song, which is cool. My second tune here is Night Moves by Bob Seger, the title track. I have to have that on the album. It may be in my top 5 songs of the 70s. It's that strong. Coming of Age. I just like the coming of age where, you know, they're exploring each other. It's young teenage sexuality, working on mysteries without any clues, working on the night moves. We were just young and restless and bored. It gives you that feeling. You're waiting on the thunder in the background. Out where the woods got heavy, they're in the truck or Chevy or whatever, and they're just growing up, you know, old school. So I love that song. My third track is American Girl by Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers off his debut album. Probably my favorite Petty song, just killer. They use it effectively in Silence of the Lambs as well. It's in that movie. And ironically, it's the last song that Tom and the band ever performed together on his final show at the Hollywood Bowl, like a week before he died. That was their final run. They encored with American Girl, and that's the last time anybody's seen him on concert. And the video is on YouTube. You can see him throwing pics to the audience. It's sad now watching it because, you know, he's limping off the stage. It's the last time you ever see him perform. So I had to have Tom on here on side one. Another favorite of mine is my fourth song, and that's Jackson Browne, The Pretender, title track. This is a real lyrical masterpiece, like, you know, Jackson's known for. It speaks to those who grew up in the 60s with the idealism, they're going to change the world. The hippies eventually, you know, having to join the establishment and struggling for the legal tender. That's what he writes in the song. You know, he's talking about relationships. We're filling the missing pieces of each other and paint by number dreams. You know, there's something missing, and they're still dreamers in a way. And then the chorus, say a prayer for the pretender who started out so strong only to surrender. So he's finally given in to being part of the establishment. Number 5 is Don't Take Me Alive from Steely Dan off the Royal Scam album. This is about like a serial killer holdup. You know, got a case of dynamite. I can hold out here all night. You know, I shot my old man in Oregon. Don't take me alive. I just love the guitar work on this song. Killer track. And then I'm going to end my side with Queen. Big hit, Somebody to Love. Freddie Mercury airing it out. Great voice. Got the complex harmonies here from A Night at the Opera. Or Day at the Races. I'm sorry, Day at the Races album. Yeah. In 76. And it's almost gospel in a way where they're going, anybody find me? And you hear that, somebody to love. I mean, it's just, it fills the room when you hear it. It's a great vocal by Freddie and the whole band. So that's where I'm going with side one.
Wow. I mean, that's a really good side. I actually prefer Day at the Races over Night at the Opera as an album, as a whole. And I love the call, you know, I love the call and response that's in Somebody to Love. Yes. What a beautiful, he has such a beautiful voice, and the band coming back and they're kind of going back and forth in it. I think it's beautiful. And it didn't surprise me that you had The Pretender. You know, it's like I always tease Doc that I download some of the graphics ahead of time. I downloaded The Pretender ahead of time. I'm like, I said, Rich is not giving up on a Jackson Browne song. There's no way.
No.
So I knew it. I knew it would be there. So yeah.
Good call.
Totally agree. Your side's I don't want to comment on your side, Rich. So,
well, all I know is I had three guys back to back who I idolized: Bob Seger, Tom Petty, and Jackson Browne. They were all going to make an appearance real early on my album. Big year for me in '76. I just love this music. Going to side B, a little bit different. I'm going to kick it off with "Carry On, Wayward Son" by Kansas from the Left Overture album. It's a killer song. I mean, I know it's overplayed. It's kind of sort of progressive in a lot of ways, progressive rock tune. It's got the catchy chorus. I like everything about it. It jams when you hear it. Number 2 is Thin Lizzy, "The Boys Are Back in Town." Automatic for me. A Doc's tune, "Jailbreak" is great too, and I have that on my honorable mentions, but I wanted to get Thin Lizzy, and this is the one I went with. Irish rock band. Phil Lynott is the lead singer, who died young. Really, I'm not a huge Thin Lizzy fan, but this is their best album by far, Jailbreak. And I love this song, "The Boys Are Back in Town." Good storytelling as well. Number 3, I have a soft spot for this song. This is ELO, "Telephone Line" from the A New World record album. I love Jeff Lynne's arrangements of songs. He's a great songwriter, good singer, producer, arranger. He's like a talented individual. Again, the harmonies, the actual phone line, you can hear the dialing and the dead line kind of way. He mixes it well. Great song. Number 4, you guys may not be into this song like I am, but I grew up with it. It's "Year of the Cat" by Al Stewart, a Scottish singer-songwriter, soft rock, progressive pop, if you will, about a mysterious woman who appears in this market square, and he's trying to figure out, she just came out of the wall like a silk dress running through the watercolor. I don't remember the lyrics, but it's a visionary thing. He uses Bogart and Peter Lorre in the lyrics. It's kind of a mysterious vision. "Year of the Cat." I played this song to death when it first came out, and I bought the album just for the one song.
Yeah.
I loved it so much. But there's other good songs on that album. Number 5, "Blinded by the Light," Manfred Mann's Earth Band.
Okay.
A cover of a Bruce Springsteen song off the Roaring Silence album. What's it, 76? Yeah, they actually played at the community college I went to, right, because they were nobodies. They were there the same year that I was there, so I remember that well. They rode this hit as far as they could. Manfred Mann, of course, came out in the 60s with "Do Wah Diddy," which was a British invasion pop song. And then, as the 70s progressed, he put together a band, Manfred Mann's Earth Band. They also did a Springsteen song, Spirit in the Night," and "Blinded by the Light." So, and my side will end with the iconic "Hotel California," the Eagles song. I'm ending it on that classic. It's got that symbolic meaning of the lifestyle they were leading at that time, extravagance and excess and the pink champagne and all that stuff that he refers to. And you can check out anytime, but you can never leave. It's like you're in, baby. You're into this lifestyle, and how do you get out? And that's what the Hotel California symbolizes for the band. So that's where I'm going to end that one.
I was so worried that I wasn't going to hit with any of you guys. I barely hit up when Doc was talking. Then your first side, then you hit your second side, Rich, and you're like, you saved me. At least I didn't feel like such an oddball rolling in here. I was like, oh my God, I had tremendous second side.
Those are the sides.
Have faith in the whole system, I think, Brian, because I think then you're going to find out how much we all hit, actually.
Yeah.
I couldn't leave any of those songs out. That's why they're on volume 1. Volume 2 is a little scattery, but these 12 songs were going to make it no matter what. I just had to find the order.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, very cool.
All right, let's see what Brian's got in store for us.
Oh, okay. So,
wait a minute. Do I go to side 2 now? Yes, I do. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you do. That was only side 1, right?
See, I'm all helter skelter here. My third side.
No.
No, I'm done.
Okay, we're right. Okay.
I don't know what I was thinking. Too many drugs
all right.
in the 70s.
All right, let's see. I kicked mine off with ELO's Telephone Line.
There you go.
I just like the introduction.
That is cool. That is cool. I like
You know,
that.
and you got
Yeah, sure.
the muffled telephone, you know, talking at the beginning, and I like the way the harmonies come in and then the strings come in. It all comes in like progressively through the song, and it's a masterpiece. He's a great producer. That album is all bangers to me anyway. I really
Yep.
love it. So number 2 for me, I went with Hotel California. Hotel California may not be one of my favorite albums of the Eagles. For some reason, I like the other ones a little bit more, but you know, maybe it's because it just kind of like I was at that age where it was kind of played around me all the time as a kid. And but I can't leave the song off. It's an iconic song. It's a song that if somebody's playing it, I won't ask them to turn it off. I'm not going to pull a Big Lebowski on anybody or anything. It's like one of those songs where maybe you should only spin it like once every 6 months or so you won't actually like grow tired of it again. So I kept it on here. It had to be on here. It's 1976 Hotel. Number 3 for me, I had Stevie Wonder's I Wish from Songs in the Key of Life. Talking about wishing they could go back to the good old days, and some of the things that he was talking about the good old days are highly inappropriate things you simply could not do nowadays, parents and kids alike, and that's going on inside the song and stuff, about hanging out with hoodlums and stuff, and fake crying so you did something wrong and things like that. Those are all really cool references in the song. I like it a lot. Stevie, this is like his big magnum opus record, and it's great all the way through. I like the whole album. Number 4, Rich is going to really appreciate this. My favorite Bob Seger song, Night Moves, as well. Really great album. I have all of his albums, as a matter of fact. But this is just a tremendous song, and I thought it fits so well with the other songs that I went ahead and put on this side, that I wanted to include it here. Moving on to number 5, Rich already mentioned it. It's what got me with this is Al Stewart's Year of the Cat is after the second verse. It's just this wonderful strings that come in there. They're so light and powerful that just kind of like soothes things down and then brings you back into the final stanza. And what a great song. What an iconic song, and just very indicative of 76, I think, all the way around. And I decided to end off my first side with my favorite song by Boz Scaggs. It's We're All Alone from Silk Degrees. Wonderful song. It's one of those songs I initially got to tease my wife because she got the lyrics so horrendously wrong. So now I've introduced her to the new feature on Spotify that shows the lyrics. So I said, here, you just click on this and you're all set. She goes, I'll never use it. I said, all right, okay.
It is a good feature. Good feature.
But it's my favorite song. It's my favorite song by him, and it's one of many great songs off of Silk Degrees. So that's my first side.
Love it. I have a lot of the same ones, so of course I'm going to back it big time. Yeah. I'm
not going to say a word.
He's holding back. Doc is holding back.
Doc's holding back here.
That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, that's a great side. I mean, I could listen to that side right now, man.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. I'll move on to side 2. Doc ended it with his side 1. I've got Foreplay Long Time. I already mentioned that it was my favorite song by Boston. That that's the living epitome of, you have your whole life to make your first album, you got a year to make your next album, and he just wasn't able to copy that perfect album that he put out that time. And it's just great song. I love the intro. The intro reminds me of very proggish, very yes like. I think it's really good. Really good stuff. Number 2 for me, I've got Steve Miller Band's Fly Like an Eagle. Kind of that space rock, stuff that was going on a little bit there in the 70s. And I think Steve Miller Band kind of personifies that space rock sound. The airy guitars and the echo effect on his lyrics when he's singing and stuff. Great stuff. Number 3 on that side, I've got Silly Love Songs by Paul McCartney. I love the song. For some reason, it's just got a great little Beatlesque Diddy type sound to it, and it still has a little bit of this Paul's solo style to it as well. Whenever he stops the beat and he says, "What's wrong with that? I'd like to know." I mean, that's very Paul himself, not so much Beatles, and that nice blend. It kind of went back and forth, and I think that it makes the song very endearing. Number 4, I've got the song the album came out the year before, but the song kind of trailed off and was charting in 1976. I've got ELO's Strange Magic from Face the Music. Really great. Overall, I mean, ELO, they just put out a lot of good stuff. I mean, I also have a copy of their greatest hits, and it's a double album, and it's got like 22 songs on it. It's not a bad song at all.
Loaded.
It's like just loaded for bear every single.
Oh, without a doubt.
It's wonderful. We can't talk enough about Fred Lynn. Number 5, Rich, I think, has already mentioned it. It's Thin Lizzy's "The Boys Are Back in Town." They got that nice Irish rock and roll sound, that I think is perfect for this 76 type of era. And ending it for me is maybe a deep cut. I don't know if you guys have heard this song. I thought it was been played on maybe our RTC's live stream once or twice. It's Terry Reid's "Seed of Memory." Came out in 1976. It was produced by Graham Nash. A song was featured on the Devil's Rejects soundtrack, as was multiple songs by Terry Reid. White Zombie, Rob Zombie put them on the soundtrack. You should check out this song, and you're going to think, where was this song all my life? It's absolutely incredible that this song just like went completely under the radar and nobody has any idea.
Wow.
Terry Reid sung a lot of backup stuff for a lot of artists over the years. If you look, David Crosby and Nash, and even some Henley solo stuff. I mean, just a guy that's been around as a set guy. And he had a couple albums in the 70s, and just nobody ever caught on to him, and they're all good. So check out "Seed of Memory" if you get a chance.
Very good. Yeah, I don't know that tune. I've heard
Neither do I.
Terry Reid. I don't know his music, but I know the name.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah, I like a lot of the songs on that side too, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have more in common than we thought going in.
I think we do.
Yeah, but
we were
the
debating
general
how many trifectas, and I think we have one. Have we hit one yet, or we're going to have one?
I think we have one, but it's not been confirmed yet until.
Yeah, we might have
until
more.
We get to the next side, but.
Yeah, great job.
I don't want to give too much away, but yeah, there's maybe more than one trifecta.
Yeah, I think there could be. Yeah. Well, Doc would know. He's holding back. He's got the goods on side 2.
Yeah, he's the one. He's the one holding all the cards, I think.
Yeah. I'm not
gonna be contributing very much from side 3, but maybe side 4 we might be able to round out these edges a little bit. So anyway, that's going to be our volume 1 for this. So that's 1976, the first 12 songs, building that perfect album, our double album for the year. Thank you, Rich, for joining us for this. We appreciate it.
Thank you,
Doc. Thank you very much.
Always pleasure.
Really looking forward to hearing some more of these deep cuts from Doc. That's for sure. And I appreciate everybody listening out there. If you get a chance, check out our other videos as well. 1965 all the way through 1975 are already up, along with Spotify links to all of our playlists. So if you get a chance, check out those videos, or even if you just want to, check out our Spotify list as well. If you do have something you want to listen to, it, I tell you, these are some great lists to just kick back and do yard work or what's going on at work, and just chill out a little bit. So check those videos out as well. Like, subscribe, comment, please. I'm so big on people commenting. I love hearing other people's top 12 or 24 songs, and sometimes I find these little gems in there that I've never heard that song, and I end up adding it to a playlist. So it's always great if people would put those things in there. So until next time, everybody, we'll see you for volume 2 very shortly. Everybody take care out there.
Bye.